Earlier today, before I got started driving and shit, this morning I was getting some gas. And, this white man started talking to me about how much he disliked Donald Trump and that he is voting for Joe Biden and Kamala. And I think that he thought, like many of these Democrat, so-called liberal white people, liberal caves, he thought that based on that, he had a friend in me. That's what he thought. He didn't know what he was walking up on, though. It ain't his fault. He didn't know what he was walking up on. They tried the same trick whenever Barack was president. You remember them white folk sitting around talking about how they voted for Barack and thus that means they're not racist and they cool because they Democrats. And this is the type of shit that these white liberals been trying to work this same scheme on our people since before I was even born. And he's sitting here going on and on about how much he hates Donald Trump and how racist Donald Trump is. And, I asked him, I said, well, how racist was America before Donald Trump? Because that's what I want to know. This is what I want to know when it comes to people who say this type of shit. I want to know, well, how racist was it before he got here? He was like, man, it was racist, but, now it's just so different. I said, oh, really? Well, let's take a look at the timeline here. Because again, this is something I'm going to start doing all the time. I'm going to start making people look at the timeline with me. If you're going to be talking to me, goddammit, let's look at this timeline. Because at one point, before media was even covering racism like it does now, at one point it wasn't covering racism. A black man could be murdered, a black woman could be murdered, could be lynched, and that was something that the whole town had a goddamn festival about. A festival. Pictures. Y'all have seen some of this shit. So when I look at the timeline, you had sundown towns where black folk couldn't be caught in these towns after dark. They could be murdered. There's no investigation happening or nothing like that. So when I look at this timeline and motherfuckers tell me how much worse it's getting, no, I can't agree to that. I know that's the popular talking point. Well, shit getting worse now, man. No, it's not. And I don't know why we saying that. There's been a whole lot more savagery going on out here. And I explained this to this cave. He's like, well, I guess you do got a point. Oh, I know I got a point. And what did your people do? Other than voting Democrat and talk about how non-racist you are, what did your people do about this? Because, again, let's take a look at this timeline. White people will fight for what they believe in, period. It's what they do. I made that point in this video, on these videos several times over. I'm sure it's going over people's heads. White people don't wait for us to show up first and then do something. If they feel strongly about something, they there. They there before anybody else gets there. They got their motherfucking guns and they ready to die for whatever it is they believe in. So what have your people been doing other than voting for Barack Obama and voting Democrat? What have your people been doing? Oh, he was stumped. Again, I don't think he realized who the fuck he walked up on. You'd have thought the Malcolm X t-shirt would have told him something, but I guess it didn't. Who the fuck do you think I am? What type of black man do you believe you're talking to? And this is why I have to say something about black men and black people in general, really. Who was engaged in these conversations with these white folk? Huh? Who are the friends? Y'all swear y'all got these white friends. What the fuck type of education are you giving them? Because they're still very confused, even though they believe that they're not racist. You can't say you racist when clearly you don't even know what racism is. You don't even understand how the practice has affected my people because you believe you got a friend in me because you gonna vote for goddamn Joe Biden. What makes you think I give a fuck? You voted for Hillary too? What the fuck do you think that means to me? What have we as black people made these people believe that means to us? Well, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I voted for Hillary Clinton. Really? Super predator Hillary Clinton? The same woman whose husband ushered in this crime bill, with the assistance of Joe Biden, by the way, who pushed this crime bill to lock my people up. How are you not racist by you supporting these racists? Like, how does that make any sense? This that white liberal logic. This is what they believe. This is what y'all black folk who lack the knowledge have led them to believe. That motherfucker thought he could walk up on me, tell me how he voting for Joe Biden, and have him a coon ass friend. No, I'm not the one. Now, many black people, they are the one. They got time for you. They'll give you the benefit that you must not be racist if you aren't voting for Donald Trump, if you don't support Donald Trump. Clearly, you're not racist. Clearly, you're okay. That's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for me at all. And black people, it shouldn't be good enough for you, but I know it is for many of us. But I'm not that type of motherfucker. White folk, you run up on the wrong one. You might want to check first. I guess I don't know how you can check it. He should have saw the t-shirt made. I should have told him something. But it didn't tell him anything. And at the end of this conversation, I told him that your version of racism, which has been watching my people suffer the entire time and not having a real issue with it, your people not having an issue with how my people have been treated out here in this country, is just as problematic as Donald Trump to me. I don't know what black people you run into, but this is the kind of black person I am. Now, I don't know if that I ain't gonna say it may not change his whole life or no shit like that, but I want motherfuckers to understand something. You can be a so-called liberal white person. You can call yourself a liberal. You can call yourself a Democrat. And to you, that can make you less racist. But I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Because I know that your people have been sitting out here not giving a fuck about the fact that my people are being mass incarcerated. You just glad it ain't your people. You don't have a real issue with that. Or you will storm the goddamn prison. I know how you act. I got the timeline right here. I know you. You don't give a fuck. Your people don't give a fuck. And you're not going to convince me that you give a fuck because you're against Trump and pro Biden. I don't give a fuck about that. If that's your contribution, voting, running around telling black people how you voted, who you voted for, and why you voted for them, that's not enough. That ain't changing shit. And reality should show you that. It ain't changing a goddamn thing. And y'all black folk need to stop letting these motherfuckers get away with this shit. It should be more of black people speaking out like this. You're not gonna walk up on me and tell me you vote for Biden and that's gonna be good enough. That's the crumbs that we've been being fed, and thus we think we got a friend. You're not my motherfucking friend. If you're not fighting for my people like you fight for your goddamn self, then we can't be friends, because that's what friends do. Fuck y'all be talking about. You got white friends, but they're not willing to fight for you and your people, but they still your friends. They still your lovers and all this shit. They can come talk to you and all this shit. And y'all know I done told y'all I ain't running around here being necessarily rude or fucked up towards you white folk, but if they engage in conversation with me, it might go a little different. Might go a little different. On a Thursday morning, just getting some goddamn gas, this white man met a different type of black person. One that ain't gonna settle for that, and one that's not good enough for, and that's what we need to be doing out here. Changing the way even they see us. Because they think that that is really some hot shit. Supporting Black Lives Matter, I don't give a fuck about that. Where were you before Black Lives Matter existed? Were you saying Black Lives Matter then? It should have been you saying it first. Motherfucker. It's been your people that have devalued my people like this historically. So you should have been saying it first. Shouldn't have had to been us. I don't give a fuck about none of this little stupid ass shit. This little stupid ass symbolic shit that white folk claim that they're doing out here. It means nothing to me. At all. But I figured I would share that story with y'all. Because these motherfuckers be thinking it's a goddamn game. When motherfuckers run up on me, they got to come correct. Cave or coon. You got to come correct. Because I'm not going to just let you slide by saying any old goddamn thing to me. Not going to happen. Alright? Y'all like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Links to follow me on social media in the description box. Black first, second, and third. And you liberal motherfuckers cannot walk up on us. We got the timeline. Yours, we got the timeline on your people. We got the timeline on what y'all been doing, and being liberal, you being liberal, ain't done nothing for my people. We still mass incarcerated like a motherfucker. Still redlined, still disenfranchised. And that's with you being liberal. So guess what? You being liberal don't mean shit to us. You vote for Joe Biden don't mean shit to us. You holding up Black Lives Matter don't mean shit to us. That's where I am at with it. That's where we are. I don't got no motherfucking friends. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. I'm out.